Lady Justice Mugambe has been sentenced to 6 years and 4 months in jail, that is in Oxford. And believe it or not, I did not know that it's going to be that less. I didn't wish her bad, but because to the best of my knowledge, I knew that the minimum sentence of modern slavery is that is lifetime imprisonment. That is what I thought. But this is fortunate. This is kind of good news, although it's not good news totally, because the people that are hurt are very many. The family is affected, the people she's taking care of, the people that she has been connected to, everyone is affected that was gaining from the side of the judge. But then again, don't be shocked that she is released after a certain period of time, because it was clearly written that she can be bailed out if she stays up to half of the period that she was given. You're welcome to the Winnie Lake channel. If you're new here, find yourself a seat. And if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much. I don't take this for granted. Many of you right now, you must be familiar with the story of Lady Justice Lydia Mugambe. If you're not, I'm going to be summarizing everything in a short period of time. In 2020, Justice Lydia Mugambe won a scholarship to go for further education, that is in human rights. So in 2021, she goes to pursue her PhD happily. But then within herself, she's missing her kids, and she's like, is there any way I can get my kids around here? And they're like, okay, it's fine. After a certain period of time, the kids fly in, but things are not really working out for her, because she cannot juggle between taking care of these young kids and also her education. Things were very hard. So she had to get another party, and this other party was going to be a house help. The first attempt of this house help traveling was supposed to be through a tourist visa, which failed, which eventually led to the second attempt of going back door. In summary, this nanny made her way to the UK, and before the judge knew it, she was being served. For what? For modern slavery. Now, in Uganda, that judge was earning a lot of money, so the maid was being paid a good amount of money. So when she crossed over to the UK, the help was being paid the same amount of money, which qualified the judge to be practicing modern slavery, and her being a judge, most of all, of human rights. It was disappointing to very many people to hear of this story. Being someone who is learned, she should have known all these things. Now look at where she is. At this point, we can say that again, the government of Uganda has helped in every way possible to fight for this case, or allow the court in the UK to bring in the judge in Uganda so that Uganda can judge her for themselves. However, it has not been possible. They've already given her this sentencing. Like I said, there's a possibility of her not even making the 6 years and 4 months, because she'll be qualifying for bail immediately she makes half of the sentencing. If we backtracked a little, on 13th March 2025, after trial, the judge was convicted of 4 offenses, and we're going to be breaking them down with the story that I had, or at least I have knowledge of. Count number 1 is conspiracy to do an act to facilitate the breach of UK immigration law by a non-UK national, contrary to Section 1 of the Criminal Law Act 1977. This is where, when they tried the tourist visa and it failed, they had to look for another alternative, and the other alternative was illegally taking this lady to the UK. And so the judge had to use the deputy commissioner to help. Obviously, he was helping because he also needed a certain case that he was undergoing to be sorted. You know that thing of an eye for an eye here, that is what was happening in this situation. And so that was an offense. Count number 2 is arranging or facilitating the travel of the complainant with a view to exploitation, contrary to Section 2 of the Modern Slavery Act 2015. Judge Lydia Mugambe has a lot of experience in what she does as a judge, so she had knowledge of what she was doing. And according to this offense, she knew exactly what she was doing, and she knew that she was operating under this offense, knowing that if I bring in someone from Uganda and still continue to pay her that kind of money, and yet in the UK it would be high. In the UK, people would be working per hour. In the UK, per month, you'd be earning something heavy, something that when you compare a maid working in the UK and someone in the office here in Uganda, you'd say that they are colleagues. So she did it knowing that she was going to be exploiting this lady. She knew what she was doing, and it ended up backfiring. on her. Count number 3 was requiring the complainant to perform forced or compulsory labor, contrary to Section 1B of the Modern Slavery Act of 2015. And count number 4 was conspiracy to intimidate a witness, contrary to Section 1 of Criminal Law Act 1977. This lady, whose identity is not supposed to be shown to the public for legal reasons, she cannot even travel back in Uganda as we speak. She's going to be unknown for the rest of her life, and she's not going to come back to Uganda ever again. So she's not going to see her family, nothing. Maybe they're going to be using phone calls and so on and so forth, because she knows that, oh, they know that when she travels to Uganda, she's going to be threatened, or even something worse like death could end up happening in this case. So on the 2nd of May 2025, she was sentenced to the 6 years and 4 months in jail. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. She was also told to make a compensation of 12,000 euros, 12,160 euros. Compensation to be made to the complainant. So the nanny is not coming back to Uganda. She's going to be compensated 12,000 euros, and her identity is going to be hidden for the rest of her life, while the judge is going to be in for 6 years and 4 months, and she's supposed to be making the compensation within 6 months, and she has a restraining order. This is something that is sad, but it's something that we should be learning from. Even if you don't know anything about the law or law in itself, when you leave your motherland, when you leave your territory, let us try so hard to operate within the laws of another territory. If you don't understand something, ask, how is this done? I'm not speaking for the lawyers, because I know that that is something at the back of their mind. I'm speaking for someone who is like me, who has to find out everything. I didn't know, so I have to find out, is it allowed for me to do this? Is it not allowed for me to do it? It's going to save you in the long run, because the family is affected, her children are affected, her husband is affected, parents, loved ones, the people she has been taking care of, everyone is affected by this kind of decision that she made in the past. It's a terrible loss for her. It's terrible on our sides as Ugandans. We are very sad, obviously. At this moment, allow me to say that till next time, see you, bye bye.